Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we're gonna do a 20-minute beginner weight training workout. It's gonna be full body, and I'm just gonna use a set of 5-pound dumbbells. We're gonna work through each movement for about a minute long. The first half will just be one movement. The second part of the minute, I'm gonna incorporate an additional movement, and you can kind of feel it out and see if you're ready to kind of do both at once. To work on one, you can slow it down. This is just all about you learning your form and enjoying the process. Let's begin. We're gonna get started with the warm up, 30 seconds long each movement, starting with an elbow to knee tuck in 3, 2, 1. It looks like this. If you've seen in my other videos, we kind of always do this to wake up the abs. Squeeze and twist. So it's not just about the knees coming up, it's about my chest coming down as well. 15 seconds. Squeezing those abs, waking them up. And breathing, also relaxing the shoulders. Next, we're gonna get a cross toe reach. Looks like this, like a deadlift. I'm gonna reach down and back up like a Romanian deadlift. So just keeping those legs pretty straight, just a slight bend in the knees. Shoulders are pulled back, and I'm leading with my chest. Now shoulders, I'm very careful. They're not coming up, they're down, but they're back. Just in good posture, and you're reaching a little bit past the toes. Abs are tight. 5 seconds, we've got a sumo squat. 3, 2, 1. Toes turned out, knees in line with toes, down and up. We're gonna work and warm up the inner leg here. Weights in the heels. Chest is up. Belly's tucked in. 15 seconds. Deep breaths. Take your time with this. You can slow it down if you need. We have arm circles to wake up the upper body in 3, 2, 1. My elbows are bent, and then come around and down. We'll switch directions in 10 seconds. Opening up the chest, switch, going backwards. I don't know why this one really gets me. Like it doesn't look like a workout, but I feel it quickly in my upper back. We're gonna go back to those elbow to knee tucks in 3, 2, 1. Twist, squeeze. So I'm tucking in and twisting. So you're gonna wake up your hip flexors and your core. 20 seconds. Tuck. You have to make this one hard by squeezing. 10 seconds. Almost through the warm up. We have those cross toe reaches in 3, 2, 1. So leading with my chest. Remember, you're not round. You're almost pretty much arched as you come down. So we're waking up the backs of the legs, hamstrings into the glute. Down and up. Shoulder blades are squeezed together, 10 seconds. And up. Squeezing the glutes at the top. Let's get those sumo squats. 3, 2, 1. I'm still sitting back as I do this and pushing my knees wide, keeping the chest up. Good. Feel the burn in the inner leg here in those adductors. 15 seconds. And breathing. Shoulders aren't up high, you have them relaxed. You have them pulled down, you have the core tight. Arm circles in 3, 2, and 1. So arms aren't straight, they actually have a little bit of a bend to them, like you're swimming. Big movements here. You're gonna switch directions and back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. 5 seconds, we're gonna get started with your first move, which is gonna be a squat. You're gonna grab those weights. Feel free to go body weight your first time through. And we're just gonna squat it out. So it's not a sumo, so I'm less wide. Weights are up high, get up from here if you'd like. Down and up. Down and up. So my toes are not turned out because I'm not trying to have my knees go out. They're just coming out slightly, right? So we're also not like this because we're not trying to get the quads. Down and up. So for the next 30 seconds, I'm gonna add a press. Feel free to join me. Down, push, and press. Down. Weights in the heels. Booty goes nice and far back. We're not trying to sit forward with our knees. Knees should not come past the toes. And press. That's it. And last one. Next, we've got a basic reverse lunge for 30 seconds. Gonna alternate, right leg back, left leg back, making sure your front knee is not coming past my toes, right? It's not here, it should be 90 degrees, it should be here. So big step back. Keep that chest up. Deep breaths. In 10 seconds, I'm gonna add a curl. Just take your time. Core is still tight, back is not arched. I'm gonna curl with each lunge. Sitting back. You're gonna wanna drop your chest, keep it up. It's almost gonna feel like you're pulling it back. Keeping 90 degrees behind the knees. Last two. Last one. Next, we're gonna do a split squat. Right foot in front, left foot back. I'm going down and up, that's it. Breathing. See, this is not as bad. Get to stay kind of still. Deep breath, 10 seconds. Watch that front knee, so pull your whole body weight back if that knee is coming too far forward. Switching sides. 3, 2, 1. Down and up. Pulling your weight back. Coming all the way up at the top, squeezing that back glute. You're really gonna feel it there. 20 seconds. Deep breaths. Then we're gonna move on to some upper body. In 5. We're gonna get a row and then a row kick back. So this is something you'd eventually wanna go heavier with. I'm gonna drop down. In a similar movement to that warm up, you're gonna pull your shoulders back as you row. Just like when we were doing those reaches, so I'm not round. I'm almost arched. Row and down. So you are dropping your chest, you're not up here. You are pretty far down. You're about 90 degrees with this row. So you're feeling your back with this. I'm going to add a kick back at the top for those looking to add in tricep. Up, kick back, down. Down. Elbows in super tight for the kick back. Up. So this feels good for posture, it should. You know, you're squeezing your shoulders together, they're not coming up by your ears, you're just squeezing them back and together. And that's it. Let's come down. Chest press now. I'm sure you've seen this plenty of times on a bench. Do this right on the mat. Just gonna come up and down. Up, 90 degrees in my elbows as I come down. Up and down. Up, so again, this is something you can get a lot heavier with down the road. Elbows are bent 90 degrees. Come together at the top. I'm gonna add a narrow press for you guys. So I'm gonna go like this, slide my elbows really close together, and then back to that regular press. Alternating, so I'm gonna get triceps again, chest at 90 degrees. So option to add this narrow press. With your regular, you absolutely don't have to. Switching that grip 90 degrees here. Come up, slide them together nice and tight. Boom, down, up, slide. Okay, let's move to core. So we have crunches. Crunches, crunches, you're on your back. All I care about is your lower back is flat on that mat. Hands under the neck gently, not on the head, under the neck because you're supporting your head and neck. And you're not yanking your head towards your chest, right? We don't want your chin touching your chest. We want a nice, long, neutral spine, like this. Now I'm going to add one of my weights to my core, option for you to do this as well. Just let it sit there on your abs. Your abs are very large. They run all through this area. So if it rolls around, it's fine. And you're gonna feel your core doing a bit more work, propping that weight up as you crunch. So all I care about is that your lower back is flat and your chin is not touching your chest and you're not pulling on your neck. The last thing we are gonna do is some oblique crunches. So we're gonna get the sides of your abs. I'm gonna drop my knees 90 degrees to the side. They're not down here, they're up here. Then my chest is gonna reset to where it was. And I have this tiny movement crunching into my side, very small. And you're definitely gonna feel it. You can kind of reset if you need, like pull yourself up a little and crunch, crunch. We're gonna switch sides in 3, 2, 1. Drop the knees to the other side. Keep them up nice and high and crunch. Last move, and then we're gonna go ahead and stretch for a minute. Breathe. So good. I know you're feeling your obliques. This takes a little bit, sometimes a few seconds. 10 seconds left. You're probably feeling it by now. Let's go ahead and stretch in 3, 2, and 1. So that was your round. Not too crazy. You know all of the advancements now for the next round if you want to kind of change it up a little bit. We're gonna stretch with a down dog, up dog. I like to make it easy and start in a high plank and then just send it back and pedal out my heels. Let's lay down and lengthen out those abs. Don't let your shoulders come up by your ears, keep them down. Wiggle it out. You can do a little child's pose, knees wide, feet together, sitting back, and just kind of crawling forward with your fingers, stretching out those lats. Take a deep breath, open back up. Okay, we're gonna get started with your squat in 5 seconds. Weights are back up. Toes, feet are wider than shoulder width, toes slightly turned out. 3, 2, 1. Down and up. I pretty much do like a 3/4 squat for the most part. I don't feel I need to go lower. Like that's about as low as I'll go because I don't really want to go into my quads as deeply if I'm strength training. If I'm just toning, it doesn't really matter. Since we're going lightweight today, we're toning, kind of play around with it. Now we're gonna add that press if you are ready, or you can just stay in your squat. Up and down. You can kind of press wide like this, or I just prefer this narrow press to get a little more in my triceps. These will creep up on you. Last one. Now we're gonna get those reverse lunges in 3, 2, 1. Back. Just focus on that front knee. It's good to have a mirror to make sure your knee is 90 degrees. Toes are forward, abs are tight. Don't be scared to step pretty far back, but just make sure there's also a 90-degree bend in the back knee. Some people will keep this leg straight. Both want to be bent. Let's add that curl. You feel ready. You can obviously wear shoes with this. I kind of like no shoes. It can be a little bit harder at first because you have so many more little muscles in your feet that don't work as hard when we're wearing shoes. And if you're at home, it's good to just kind of work harder at the balance. Okay, split squat. Right foot front, left foot back. Down and up for 30. I'm gonna give you the option to raise, it's a little tough, raise those arms. Raising those arms 90 degrees. So you're gonna get a shoulder raise here. Totally an option for you, or you can just keep going. We are gonna switch sides in 3, 2, and 1. Get nice and situated. Down and up, so you can add that raise. You can do it for half if you want. So good. We're about halfway. Finding your balance and keeping that weight in that front heel really helps. Let's move to upper body. So I'm dropped 90 degrees, shoulders pulled back, and row. So pretend someone is kind of poking between your scapulas and your back and telling you to squeeze them together as you come up. Relaxing everything else. Relax the lower body. Deep breaths. We're gonna add that kick back, up, kick back, and down. Elbows are not wide, because then it's just who knows what that is. Elbows are in tight, kick back. You're really gonna feel it in the triceps. Kick and down, up, kick, down. Almost done, 10 seconds. Row, kick back, cut it down. Down, last one, kick and down. Chest presses, knees are bent. I like to start with my arms up. Okay. Down and up. Down and up. Take your time with this. That's it. Let's add that narrow one. So twist in, slide the elbows by your side, then get the regular. Slide up and down. Up. This weight can sometimes feel light, so if that's the case, you're just gonna go higher in rep if you're looking to just tone and tighten, keep it small. If you wanna build size, you get a bit heavier. 10 seconds. Almost done. Let's get those crunches. So reset by getting that lower back nice and flat. That's the only thing on the ground. Hands gently into the neck. And I crunch. So I care about pulling those shoulders off the ground. We're doing more of like a pulse. We don't waste time resetting because that can arch the lower back. We keep you up and you pulse. Almost done, guys. In 5 seconds, let's add that weight. In 3, 2, and 1. Just kind of sits there. And breathe. 20 seconds. We'll get those oblique crunches. I'm starting to feel them. 10 seconds. We're gonna drop this weight and drop the knees to this side. 3, 2, and 1. Hardest part can be kind of peeling your chest back to center and crunch, crunch. Deep breaths. "15 seconds, still making sure your chin is not touching the chest. Abs are doing all the work. Good stuff. Switch sides. 3, and 2, and 1. Keep those knees up high and crunch. Again, it's kind of like a pulse. So you just target that area immediately. Make sure you're breathing, never hold your breath with core. It makes it a lot harder. 10 seconds. We're gonna stretch in 3, in 2, in 1. Guys, you did it. You did it. Let's get right into your down dog again. High plank, we send it back, pedal, pedal. And dropping those hips. I always like to twist in this. Like to come back a little bit Let's get a little butterfly stretch. This is up to you. You guys can stretch however you want. I just always encourage some kind of stretching at the end. It can be arms. Whew. So eventually you can kind of go up in weight with certain movements here, but these are sort of my favorite movements, and you can do this lightweight if you're just looking for a toning day. You can go heavy with certain movements, or look at the other videos for the strength training if you are trying to build size in your glutes. But very proud of you guys. Thanks so much for joining, and I will see you next time.